Sometimes you just need something a little different. I love a good steak. I love hamburger. I love bacon. I eat it every day. But every once in a while, my taste buds are just like, I need a little treat. Just a little treat, but something that won't hurt me. And it just reminds me that eating healthy does not have to be boring. I am not a carnivore purist. Everybody should do what they need to do to make this lifestyle sustainable. If this is something that helps you along the way, it helps me, then you got to go for it. Welcome to my Perfectly Imperfect channel. My name is Becky. I am the perfectly imperfect carnivore, and I'm proud of it. All right, let's make this. So first thing we need 6 eggs. Trust me, this will not taste like eggs. Then we need 3/4 cup of, I'm using browned butter. So the brown butter is where a lot of the magic happens. It just creates this like rich, nutty flavor. It's almost caramel-like tasting. It's crazy. This has become one of my go-to, have to have on my counter staples since I've been on the carnivore diet. I make it up in batches because I use it a lot. I use it in coffee, on steaks, in recipes, and I've got a couple recipes that I use this in. In those videos, I also show you how to make this brown butter. It's very easy. All right, the next ingredient, cream cheese. Okay, we're using 1/3 cup. This is softened. It's full fat cream cheese. The cream cheese just adds the richness to this. It helps just kind of create that smooth, velvety texture. Full fat sour cream is the next one. I'm trying this one today. I needed a very tangy sour cream. I usually use Daisy, but I went ahead and bought this. It's organic, pasture raised, full fat. Oh my gosh, this tastes amazing. I had to take a bite of it. But you can use any kind of sour cream that you want. I'm gonna try this one today. Let me know if you've ever tried this. So for the sour cream, we need 1/2 cup. The sour cream just brings some moisture, some tanginess, and it just balances out all the richness. It also just helps mellow out that typical egg loaf flavor. We need some finely powdered pork rinds. I use Porking Good. These are a very good quality. They're cooked in pork fat. You need 1/3 cup or 30 to 35 grams. They just give the loaf some structure. It's a very, very small amount of pork rinds. It does not make it taste like pork. Last but not least, Parmesan cheese. I just did a basic 1 tablespoon, and it's very, very finely grated. This is my little secret ingredient. Trust me, it will not make this loaf taste like Parmesan. It just adds a little subtle, savory depth to it. That is called umami. It just makes everything taste richer. If you are not using salted butter, which I always make my browned butter with salted butter. I just always do. So I already know it's in there and I love the flavor of it. But if you're not, then add some salt. This recipe will make 4 of these little loaf pans, or you can use any kind of like silicone cup kind of thing like this, you know, and you only want to fill these about 1/3 of the way up. 1/3 of the way. So use as many of those cups as you need to keep it within reason, because this will rise and then it will settle down when you get it back out. Today, I'm making it in this. I have 2 6-inch springform pans that I'm going to use today. One of these I am going to make sweet for my family, but I'm going to use safe sweeteners, safe products, so I can at least feel good about what I'm giving them to snack on. So I'm going to use a monk fruit blend. I'm going to use a little pure vanilla, and I'm going to use some apple pie spice. All right, let's get rolling here. Let's get all this in there. We need 6 eggs. All right, this is very, very soft. It is not totally melted. You can melt it if you want, but you still need it kind of more on the cooler side. Cream cheese softened, sour cream, pork rinds, very grated Parmesan cheese. Turn your oven on 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You're also going to need some way of blending this or mixing this. I'm going to use an immersion blender today. Blend this until it's nicely mixed. I did get another measuring cup out because I'm going to split this batter so that I can sweeten up half of it. This ends up making 3 cups of batter. So I'm going to put 1.5 cups in here. Well, I'm going to mix in the vanilla. I'm just going to hand mix it in. I'm just going to kind of put, I don't know, that was probably a teaspoon or so. Do your thing, whatever kind of flavoring you would like. Stir that in. So this is going to be my sweet one. I'm going to put my apple pie spice. You can either mix it in your batter, but I think I'm going to just sprinkle some of the sweetener on top, and I'm going to put the apple pie spice on top and maybe kind of do a little blend with a toothpick. So you'll still get the flavor in every bite. Sit, sit. You hungry? Do you want a bite? There you go. All right. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Okay, so I'm going to add just some sweetener to the top of this. Don't worry, be happy. So I'm going to show you real quick. Take my knife, you know, like your mom and your grandma used to do. So I kind of did some zigzaggies there. That one is ready. And then mine is just going to be plain. I do not eat these warm. This is a cold loaf. Reason being, I do not like any kind of egg texture in this. I don't want that. I can make an omelet if I want that. So once this is done cooking, it will go in the refrigerator. Most of the time I just leave it overnight, but it really just needs 2 or 3 hours just to get set, because it will set all the cream cheese and butter and sour cream. It'll kind of set those in there, so you don't get that wet, eggy texture. I don't like it. All right, these are going in the oven. Okay, I'm setting this for 25 minutes. I will check it then. I might have to go another 5 minutes. We shall see. Hey guys, need to take a quick pause. Would you mind giving me a thumbs up on the video below? Little like buttons. It really helps my channel. YouTube loves it. And it's free. That is one thing that you could do that would be a huge help to my channel. I appreciate it. I appreciate you always. Let's get back to the video. Oh my gosh, I wish this was smell-o-vision. If you could smell these loaves cooking, it smells amazing. It's taking me right into October for fall season. It smells so good. Alrighty, so the key to these is they need to be cold. You can put warm stuff on top of them. That is fine. So I'm going to show you a couple of these shapes that I made the other day, and they've been in the refrigerator. This is what we're going to taste test with. But I'm also going to cut open the hot ones that I just got out of the oven so you can kind of see the texture and see what I'm talking about. So you'll notice we have some weird looks to a couple of these, and they're fine. They'll still taste amazing, but they just look a little weird, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. It does not matter. I was trying to get it perfect for my video, but you know, perfectly imperfect, right? Here is what it looks like after it has sat in the refrigerator overnight, or at least for, 2-3 hours. All the cheeses, everything that's in the center kind of set. It's a little bit firmer texture. You don't have that squishy egg moistness or texture. It's perfect, and it does not taste like eggs. It is the weirdest thing. Okay, here's the one I just got out of the oven. So you can see, hopefully this will show up, you can see that it's very wet. And if you like that, that's great. I like it cold better. Okay, I just wanted to show you how my round one came out. It looks pretty. I mean, it's perfectly imperfect, you know? This is the one where we added the sweetener to the top and the apple pie spice. Oh, it smells amazing. So now I'm going to show you how I eat these. I like to look at this as a treat, something that gives me a little variety, or if we're going somewhere and I want to take something that I can eat too, like at a friend's house, and to be able to have a dessert or something. These are them. I take those. Yeah. Even if I sprinkle some cinnamon on top. I made some homemade whipped cream. Does not have sweeteners in it. You can certainly put sweeteners in it. I just wanted to remind you, if you're doing just the basic recipe, this does not have a lot of flavor. You can pair it with anything. You can do anything to it. I kind of call it my dessert loaf. So what I do is I take some brown butter, and I have some bacon here. So I take this, and because this is cold, this brown butter is going to kind of set. But I kind of drizzle my brown butter like that, and then take some Salt. And see how the brown butter, because it's cold, it just kind of sets on there. It looks like caramel. I'll dip it in my coffee sometimes. Oh my gosh. It goes amazing with coffee. Very good. Some whipped cream. That is so good. It is a treat. Wow. Now for the one that's sweet that you could use for your kids, anyone who doesn't eat like you do, but you want them to have a healthy treat, a healthy snack. There's 2 syrups that I buy for him. So Chuck Zero has some different syrups that are healthier. They don't have added sugar in them. They're sweetened with a healthy kind of sweetener. Make this for the kids in the morning when they're getting ready to go to school. Your kids would love this. Put a little dab of whipped cream on there. Give that to any kid and see what they think. Trust me, they're gonna love it. I'm gonna let you know how it tastes. It tastes like French toast. That is delectable. Wow. That's a win. That's a win for me. Sorry I had to try that for you. It was a sacrifice. Dang, that is really good. Woo, that's yummy. Even the ugly ones can still be pretty. It's like that little divot was made for this whipped cream, you know? Fits perfectly in there. I love it. It's so pretty. All right, you guys, enjoy. Take care.